Church live streams have been getting tagged, flagged, muted, and outright removed more and more in the last 6 months, and it seems like it's increasing if that's possible. Let's look at why and talk about how to avoid it and walk through how to fix it if it happens to you. Today we're looking at copyright issues. Now, it's important to note as we begin that what's happening on the surface is actually supposed to be happening. I know it's frustrating. You're probably not watching this video out of morbid curiosity, right? You're having a problem, and I promise we're going to fix it together. But you should know that what's happening is part of a bigger, better system. And by that, I mean there are copyright laws in place, and violating those laws can land your church in some massive fines. We're talking upwards of $10,000 per violation. Now, the super short answer, and maybe this is enough for you and you can stop the video after you hear this, but the number one answer that solves a slew of problems is this: you're streaming copyrighted content. Solution? Don't stream copyrighted content. Period. Ever. Even if you're sure you have a license, don't do it. That's what's going to get you in trouble. Why? Well, that's what the rest of the video is for, so stick around. So, the major live stream platforms, specifically Facebook and YouTube, have these automated systems that allow copyright holders to do digital scans of uploaded audio and video and live streams and see if what you're sending out to the public possibly violates a copyright agreement. Now, there can be a number of outcomes here, and it depends on who owns the copyright and how vigorously they want to defend it or act on it. Option 1, hey, that belongs to one of our artists, so it's fine if you're doing it, but if your video earns any kind of money from ad revenue or whatever, we're gonna take the money since it's our work that you're doing. And that's fair, I get it. Number 2, hey, that's our copyrighted material, and legally we can't let you show or stream that, so we're going to have to mute that section of your service, but everything else is okay. Option 3, and this is usually anything related to studios and music groups with globes in them. Hey, that's our copyright work. How dare you? Hey, since you are blatantly violating our copyright, your stream needs to be disabled, and if you keep it up, we're going to make them suspend and terminate your account. That last one is a shade extreme, but it's basically the lawyer equivalent of, you did a bad thing, therefore you're a bad person, and you should go straight to jail. Oh no! Here's the big kicker. Sometimes the systems are wrong. And that's reason number 2 that your live streams might be getting muted or flagged. You're not streaming copyrighted content, or it's content you have a license for, but the platforms think you're breaking copyright. Well, surprise, surprise, sometimes computers are wrong. There was actually a fun situation last year with a popular pre-service countdown video. It was a creative mock-up of the Earth floating in space with numbers that floated in and counted down to service. Well, a bunch of church live streams got shut down on one Sunday before they even got out of the countdown portion of their stream. Why? Because the globe in space looks a lot like a particular movie studio's intro. So they shut everyone down because it looked like churches were about to live stream movies, which is a big no-no. Obviously they were wrong, but a ton of churches didn't get to live stream that Sunday because it looked like they just started a DVD. How are computers that wrong? Usually 2 reasons. They mistakenly heard something and thought, oh, wait a minute, I think that's my content, especially if you're using backing tracks or studio tracks in worship. You sound so close to the original sound that it files a flag, right? Or somebody told them that this piece belongs to them, so now their systems are looking for that content specifically that should be perfectly fine to use, but it's now registering like it's a copyright problem. Reason number 3 that you might be flagged or muted, someone could be specifically pointing out a section of your video and saying, this area right here, yeah, that's my intellectual property, take it down. Now, unfortunately, Facebook and YouTube both tend to operate from a shoot first, ask questions later mentality in regards to this. I know that sounds kind of conspiracy theorist crazy talk, are we dealing with malicious intent here? Some churches have received copyright claims on pure silence. One guy noted that he literally just forgot to unmute their online soundboard, so they streamed the first half of their service in total silence, and they got a copyright claim on it. It is possible. It's not likely, but it's possible that someone really hates your church, and so they're filing a claim against you. And if they're really smart, they're hiring someone in another country to file a claim against you, because those take longer to dispute and verify ownership with. So in some cases, it can take a month to be released if someone in Thailand files a claim. It has happened. Thankfully, those cases are few and far between. Reason number 4. And this is a kind of murky middle ground where it's not exactly malicious or pointed at you, but it's definitely dishonest and incredibly annoying. There are people who are taking copyright-free material, like the sound effects and the stingers that are in iMovie and available on YouTube, and they're mixing it into their own creation and releasing it as a copywritten song, just looping these songs and these sounds. But the systems are hearing copyright-free material and saying, wait a minute, your video sounds just like this copywritten song over here. Muted! It's annoying. It's super annoying. So those are the big reasons why you could be having trouble with your live stream, right? Number 1, you're streaming copywritten material and you should stop that. Number 2, you're streaming something that sounds like copywritten material and you should probably just get used to filing disputes over it. Number 3, someone's targeting you and so you should get used to filing disputes over it. And number 4, the system is reading royalty-free songs that you're using as copywritten material, so you should get used to filing disputes over it. The key takeaway here is that you should get used to filing disputes. Now, I firmly believe that the answer is not to stop streaming to Facebook and YouTube. These platforms both have over 2 billion active monthly users. You need to be discoverable. You should be findable. You should be researchable. When people want to know what your church is like, they should be able to find you and watch you instantly, and that means you need to be where they are. Having your own church website is important. Put your live streams there, absolutely. But you need to stream where people already are. And that means you need to get comfortable with filing copyright disputes. Now, I do want to give you a pro tip. Facebook in particular has made it incredibly difficult to file a copyright dispute on the mobile platform. There's literally no place to say, I have the rights to this audio. So what you can do is shake your phone. I'm dead serious. Facebook has it built into their system to detect when you shake your phone. Because why would you shake your phone? You're mad about something. When you're mad enough to shake your phone and say, dang it, this stupid piece of junk, the Facebook mobile app is designed to detect that and pop up a dialogue. Hey, is there something wrong? Now, you have a chance to not only say, hey, I'm getting incorrectly flagged for this content that I have licenses for, but you also get to complain about the lack of reporting options for content you have licenses for. So it's a win-win. Finally, if you've been streaming copyrighted content because you don't know what else to do, I want to give you a resource and give you just a super short homework assignment for your benefit. But first, if you've gotten value out of this video, would you just do me a favor real fast and like it? And if you'd like to see more content like this, feel free to go ahead and subscribe below. Thanks. That's all the self-promotion I'll do. Now, how to avoid streaming copywritten music? I want you to log into your YouTube account and go to YouTube Studio. You can either go under your menu and find it there, or just go to studio.youtube.com. There's a menu on the left and you should see Audio Library. Click that. There are thousands of free tracks in here that you can use without worry. Now, it's worth double checking the terms and conditions, but the last time I looked, it said that these audio files can be safely used in your video projects. This is very, very different from Facebook's sound collection under their Creator Studio, where their legal terms say that you can use these sounds in videos that are going to be released on the Facebook platform only. So you can take your countdown video or your playlist and you can sub out your music there for these totally free tracks. Sort by genre, by mood, by duration. You can find exactly what you want. Now, I'll be honest with you, the YouTube Audio Library has a handful of bangers. There are some gems. But for the most part, to my ears, the tracks might be a little hokey. So your homework. If you need to switch away from streaming Spotify or something, which you shouldn't do anyway, go Google royalty-free music and find some resources you like. Almost anything you find that's free is going to be limited and/or limiting, So you might consider subscribing to a service like Artlist or Epidemic Sounds or Envato Elements. I don't want to make any specific recommendations for you. I want you to decide what service or what tracks work best for you. But if you want to stop getting flagged, tagged, and muted, you need to stream music that doesn't have copyright attached to it. So there you go. Be bright, be brilliant, go do good work, spread the good news, and be a light in the world around you. God bless, and we'll see you in the next video.